What is going on, everybody? David Productions 345 here. You guys see the angle. Hopefully the audio is picking up well. Today we're going to be doing a video about why the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued. So instead of me just standing around in front of a camera talking about it, I wanted to do like a little drive along, test out a new angle. So without further ado, guys, I hate long intros. Let's get right into the video. So shout out to this person. I'll put their comment on the screen right now who asked the question. Actually, I was thinking about making one of these videos, but then I forgot about it, so shout out to you. Anyways, let's get right into the video. So the Hemi all-wheel drive was offered in 3 different model years, from 2007 to 2008, 2009 to 2010, and then 2011 to 2014. The Dodge Magnum RT all-wheel drive also existed as well from 2005 to 2008, but I'm not going to be going in depth with that at all because that's a totally different vehicle. It's kind of similar with the all-wheel drive system from the first one, but it is also different at the same time. So in 2007 and 8, the 300 in the Charger had 340 horsepower, 390 foot-pounds of torque, and it had a 5-speed automatic transmission. The all-wheel drive system was a full-time all-wheel drive system, so it never turned off. You couldn't change it at all, and that was the one difference between that one and then the newer one. In the 2009 and 10 year, the car had a 28 horsepower bump to 368 horsepower, 395 foot-pounds of torque, and a 5-speed automatic transmission. Also, Dodge introduced the front axle disconnect in that year, and that meant that when it was not needed, the car would just be in rear-wheel drive. It's an active transfer case, so you would save about 1 to 2 miles per gallon. And then in 2011 to 2014, the car got a different body style with another bump up in horsepower to 370 horsepower and 395 foot-pounds of torque, with a 5-speed automatic as well, with the same front axle disconnect system that the 09 and 10 Chargers and 300s had. So it's the same exact system as the older gen. All the cars had a 38-62 power split with 38% of the torque in the front, 62% in the back, which meant the car was a rear-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system, which means the car would perform more like a rear-wheel drive car. Also, with the 11 to 14 models, you can get a taser that you can switch modes and lock it in rear-wheel drive or lock it in all-wheel drive, depending on what you want, which is great. Obviously, all-wheel drive systems have more traction, so that's great. It's a bonus right there. Gives you more traction, so you can have fun in the snow. Like, a lot of people, they drive the rear-wheel drive cars, and they're like, yeah, they work, but whatever. Anyways, I'm not going to really get into that because I already did a video about all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive. I look crazy right now with this hat. These glasses. Also, guys, I forgot to mention that an all-wheel drive system actually will be more faster than a rear-wheel drive system off a launch in a dig if you have more power than stock. When I did my video, I barely got a faster time, and that was because my car's power is closer to stock than other people's are, which means that if somebody like Das Lamas does a 0 to 60 test with all-wheel drive on versus rear-wheel drive, he'll get better times just because he has like a supercharged or pro-charged Charger all-wheel drive. So obviously he'll get better times, because more power means more spinning of the tires. Forgot to mention this, guys, the all-wheel drive system engages by itself with certain parameters. I'll put a screenshot up on the screen. Shout out to Marsby, that was in one of his videos. But those are the different parameters. Some of them include temperatures being under 40 degrees, wipers wiping fast, slip of traction, and I think there's another one. But those are all the parameters. As I said before, I have a screenshot up on the screen. Anyways, that's the baseline of everything. I just want to mention that that's like all the specifications for the cars you need to know. So without further ado, let's get into the first reason why the all-wheel drive system was discontinued. Alrighty, guys, the first reason why I think the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued was because of cost considerations and production costs. So that means the Hemi all-wheel drive system costed more to make, more R&D was put into it, and especially if they didn't get the ROI that they wanted, the return on investment, obviously they wouldn't want to continue to make it. So having a high production cost, especially if sales aren't where they need to be, is not great. Alrighty, guys, the second reason why I think the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued is because of low sales volume and low demand. So as I mentioned before, if you have a high production cost and your sales are not as what you want, the return on investment is not going to be great, which means you'll be losing money, especially if you're making more units than you're selling. So the demand for the Hemi all-wheel drive system was not there, even though a lot of people say, oh, I would have bought it. Well, you didn't. That's one of the reasons why, is because think about it. If you're a company, you're making a vehicle, you're spending more money on R&D and making certain specific parts for the car, and you're not getting your profits that you want out of it, your margins are not as what you expected, you'll be losing money. Demand is one of the main reasons why a lot of companies are successful. If they have a higher demand and they spend the amount of money for R&D that they need to, the profit margins are still good, they'll be fine. A lot of companies, they don't want to lose money making a specific model car, especially if it's not bought a lot. So the demand plays a big role in why the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued, definitely. Alrighty guys, the third reason why I think the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued, hold on. There we go. Let's do a couple of downshifts. Whoa, that pulled harder than I expected it to. Nice. Alrighty guys, the third reason why I think the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued is because of the fuel efficiency concerns. So the all-wheel drive system actually gets 1 to 3 less miles per gallon. It's rated on the stock ratings of 1523 for the all-wheel drives, and then the rear-wheel drive Chargers from 11 to 14 were like 1625. So less miles per gallon there. It's one of the reasons why. Think about it, if you're a company making a vehicle that has less miles per gallon than you want it to, you're going to be paying more. So every time a company doesn't meet the specifications, they have to pay more money if the car doesn't reach the miles per gallon. So if your car doesn't make good miles per gallon, even if it's like 1 or 2 less than you want it to, that's one of the reasons why Dodge might have discontinued the Hemi all-wheel drive. Stop. I know what you guys are thinking. Hellcats, Scat Packs, worst gas mileage, what's the deal? Those cars are more expensive than an RT all-wheel drive. Also, they sell a lot more, so obviously Dodge doesn't care as much, because the car is a higher price. It may cost a little bit more to produce, but obviously they sell a lot of Hellcats, a lot of Scat Packs, a lot of SRT 392s, so it's not a big deal. If Dodge knows something is more popular and profitable, they'll take more of an initiative in spending more money on fuel consumption just because the car is more popular and they can sell more units versus a car that's not as popular and profitable, like the all-wheel drive RT. Ooh, let's go! These roads are open, man, and I love it. It's a POV drive ride along and 5 reasons why the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Make sure to like the video. Dude, this car is still pulled, man. I'm telling you, the all-wheel drive system is nice, dude. I pulled over because there's a lot for me to talk about here. Alright, yeah, so the fourth point I want to mention is market shifts. That's one of the reasons why Dodge discontinued the Hemi all-wheel drive. So consumer preferences changed and they wanted a vehicle that was more fuel efficient. Demand increased for SUVs and crossovers. I believe a lot of people were buying more SUVs and crossovers at the time, like the Durango and the Jeep Grand Cherokee versus a Hemi all-wheel drive, because they could get the same thing and have more room. Also, fuel prices and spending power might be some more reasons. Fuel prices might have went up, which means somebody might have not wanted to buy a V8 with all-wheel drive that would have to fill up twice a week. Also, spending power decreased, which means somebody might not have enough money to buy an all-wheel drive Charger. People may not have had the budget to spend extra money on an all-wheel drive system. So that might have influenced their decision of why they didn't buy this car as well. New technology, new models were introduced. The 8-speed in the Chargers was introduced in 2015, and Dodge did not have any all-wheel drive 8-speeds. You can do an all-wheel drive 8-speed with some Sound Germain kit, I think, but it's not from factory. So I feel like that's one of the reasons why they shifted more towards better transmission, and they did not include an all-wheel drive system in the sedans, because what's the point? Alright guys, the fifth and final reason why I think the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued is because Dodge wanted to focus more on Durangos selling and Jeep selling. So offering a sedan with all-wheel drive that was a cheaper price would cannibalize sales, which means that a lot of people would be buying the Charger all-wheel drive and the 300 all-wheel drive versus the more expensive Jeep Grand Cherokee with an all-wheel drive system, or a Dodge Durango with an all-wheel drive system. So it makes sense why they wanted to discontinue it, because think about it, if you can get a Charger all-wheel drive for like 40 grand fully maxed out, or you can pay an extra 20 grand to get a Jeep all-wheel drive and you have the same power, same engine, just as an SUV, a lot of people would pick the sedan because it's cheaper, because that would be in their budget, which makes sense why they wanted to focus more on the Durango sales and Jeep sales. I mean, guys, it makes sense if you're selling two vehicles with similar features. A lot of people would pick the cheaper one because they want to save money, so it makes sense. Anyways, guys, those are the 5 reasons plus a little couple extras of why I believe the Hemi all-wheel drive was discontinued in the Charger and 300 and even the Magnum. But it's funny to me that a lot of people are like, yeah, I would have bought it, but you didn't buy it. That's the thing. Like, these cars are great cars. So if you guys are wondering about whether these are good cars or not, I would definitely recommend them. They're fun cars. I have one, obviously. I love this thing. I've been driving this car in the winter time, in the summer. I can switch modes with the Z Automotive Taser. I can lock in a rear-wheel drive, do fun stuff. I can lock in an all-wheel drive, do fun stuff. So if you guys want to know a couple of the pros and cons of the all-wheel drive Hemi versus the rear-wheel drive one, make sure to check out my pros and cons video I did. Check out my all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive part 1 video. I'll make a playlist specifically with all-wheel drive content, just like in terms of like things I talk about, just so it's more easier to find. Well, let's do a couple more polls and then we're going to end the video off because I don't want this video to be boring, so. That sounded good. Alright, we're done. No more pulls. We're done. We're done. Anyways, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was informational enough for you. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to turn your notifications on. Share this video with your friends, guys. And without further ado, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys.